Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Black Eel Podcast. And here are your hosts, Scott and Mike. This is jam packed, but not at the same time. It's a very weird episode. There was a lot of trailers and teaser trailers and just more information given about
Sneak peeks.
sneak peeks of pretty much everything that's coming out next year.
Yep,
And
D23 was this weekend, so they announced a lot of
is it
things that.
called D23 or was it called D24 because it's year 2024?
No, it's D23. So stands for Disney.
Right.
23 stands for the year that Disney was founded, which was 1923.
Oh, isn't it
So
ironic that it's just because of last year? But
yeah,
anyway, so a lot of stuff. So it's going to be a lot of trailer talks, for the beginning. Then we're going to talk about Kite-Man Hell Yeah, and then we'll move on to my character spotlight, and then we'll come up with some stuff for next week, because next week it's going to be our first. We're going to have, I think, 3 weeks. No, yes, 1, 2, 3, maybe 4.
I think so. I think the next thing coming out is going to be in the middle of September,
I
which
know,
is
but
going.
is it Penguin or Agatha that comes out first?
I think they come out at the same time,
Is
or
it?
if
I
not, I
wait.
think.
Oh, I think it's the same week, but it's different days.
Yeah, if anything, I think Penguin comes out slightly before, but I don't remember the
But
exact
not.
dates at this
Yeah, I
point.
was gonna say I thought Penguin did too, but it might be like 2 days.
Yeah,
Um,
either way.
but I know. But anyway, once that happens, we'll be jam packed again.
Joy.
In fact, until November.
December. Because December is
No.
when Creature Commandos come out.
So no. I'm talking about for those two shows, and then I think there's a break in November,
Oh,
and then it's this.
I don't remember. I
Well,
don't. I think things. I think something comes out in November.
it
Oh
might.
wait, no. November is a dry month. I think. Because I'm getting mixed up with other Disney stuff because I think Moana 2 comes out in November.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it would. Anyway, not my point. I thought it would come out next year, not this year. But
No.
anyway,
I'm just getting all these dates mixed up because I'm getting so
there
many
was a
things
lot of.
coming
I'll
out.
say this: there were a lot of things announced in D23, and it's tough to keep track of everything.
Yeah.
However, we might not have any lull at all because the death battle will be starting as well. Um,
Oh, we're gonna talk about Death Battle now.
yeah, might as well. I mean, I think,
Okay.
yeah. I
No,
mean,
that's fine. I just know
I,
because
I,
I had mentioned it at one point when we first started, and you had said no, you wanted to keep it separate. So I was like, all right,
I
no
did
problem.
want to keep it separate, but I think now realizing like it can't be fully separate because they're going to be doing obviously Marvel and DC characters. They're going to be doing some anime and stuff like that. So I'm going to be very curious on that front. So we'll definitely probably be talking about those. Plus, that's once a month.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right
So the
now, it's going to be once a month.
and the idea is they're going to keep it once a month at least until the end of 2025.
Hmm.
After that, they might redistribute or figure out something a different method. But for right now, that's their plan. And so I'm super curious on that front. But let's get right into the trailers. Which one do you want to talk about first? Because I'm not going to lie to you, I'm not positive where to start. Because correct me if I'm wrong, it's Skeleton Crew, it
Yep.
is Captain America, it
Yep.
is. Give me a minute. Give me a
You know
minute.
what? Let's give you time to think, and we'll start off with the one that's going to be the fastest. Star Wars. We're going to talk about because Disney Lucasfilm Animation's D23 panel was today. They announced that at least for the time being, there is no new animation shows coming out. They didn't show any new trailers for any shows. They just basically went over the history of the cartoons of the Star Wars universe. Yes.
Does that mean nothing's coming out in 2025, or as of right now, nothing is?
As of right now, nothing is coming out for 2025 for Star Wars animation.
Okay.
Doesn't mean that something could pop up, but this D20
I
the
would I would probably guess that if it does, it would be more towards the end of the year, not the beginning,
Yeah, I mean,
which is fair.
there's no trailer for anything for like Clone Wars era kind of stuff, like that kind of stuff. Maybe the only thing would be like Visions, or if they surprise drop like a Tales of the
Whatever.
series. but those are like small things. I mean, they're not
Yeah,
really.
it's not. It's not. I don't want to say it's not canon, but it's like not a story pusher.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Well,
guess
I mean,
Tales does, but I
Tales
mean,
of the series is, but they're like 5 minute episodes,
I
so
was
it's
gonna
nothing
say like
crazy.
it's something that's so short that it doesn't really. I don't want to say it doesn't matter, but it's nothing huge. I guess the best way to phrase it.
Yeah, yeah. It'll more like give context to things that happen. Like, I mean, so it.
Right.
But so that doesn't mean that doesn't mean that there's not new stuff coming out, because they specifically said that we look forward to what's coming for the future. But for the time being, they're looking at what they did and what worked and what didn't work, and basically going to, I guess reevaluate and try to give the fans what they want.
Okay. Okay. So the first thing we'll talk about is Agatha, because we'll go in order, or as in order as I can remember.
The order of the texts that I was spamming you with.
No, I'm gonna try to do it in order of when they come out. So bear with me, or
Oh, okay.
at least their expected time to come out.
Okay, so let's see.
It's Agatha first for
So
sure.
there are.
No, I mean Agatha is definitely the first one we're
Was
going to be
that?
talking about. Agatha.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because
Well, let's
it's literally is
so
coming
let's
out this
say
year.
let's see. I'm looking at the text messages right now. There's one, two, three, four, five,
There's
six,
seven.
7 things I texted you
Wow,
for trailers.
that's why I'm well aware. So Agatha
I
should be
didn't realize there
first.
was that many.
No, there were, and you said there were more coming, and I never got any more. So
Well, yeah, they weren't. There was no trailers. There was just like, oh, this is what's going on in the universe.
yeah, it was more of just like, hey, by the way,
Yeah,
can't wait for the
we
future, and
we
it's
have
not here yet.
Marvel animation stuff that we that's like quick talking points, but we
Well,
can go through the
we could
trailers.
talk about that too because What If season 3 is going to be the final season of What If, and
Yep,
then Marvel Zombies, which we knew was
yep,
coming out anyway.
yep. They gave us
But
details. It's
it's different from What If. I know
Yep.
that.
Nope. It is a TVMA, which we knew, but it is only going to be 4 episodes.
What?
Yeah, only
14 hours each?
yeah. Seriously, no, I don't know how long they are, but yeah, I saw that they were only 4 episodes. So I mean, that is kind of a bummer. Um,
Well, they could, all joking aside, they could be hour-long episodes. I say could be. I'm not saying they are. And realistically, I don't think because the Marvel Zombies universe isn't that long of a comic series, so they might be able to get it done pretty quickly.
based on the comic series, yeah, that's
Can you
also
not hear
true.
me? Or are you just ignoring me?
I was looking up info on
Yeah, okay, so I was right.
yeah, I was
Okay,
ignoring you. Yes.
that's all I cared about. Um, let's see.
Yeah,
Zombie.
they released nothing about time of the episode. So,
Okay.
yeah, no,
Yeah,
based off the comic series, so
yeah. So
they could
yeah.
do a lot.
Well, it's different than the comic book series because they're going to be using MCU characters instead,
Yeah,
and the characters they're using were ones that didn't survive. Actually, let me rephrase that. I think some of them weren't even in the series, the comic book. I mean, the Marvel Zombie comic.
okay, I'm okay. Let's restart. They're using the characters from the comic book, or they're not.
No, they're using the MCU characters that are big now.
Yep,
They're they're not using the survivors of Marvel Zombies, meaning
of the
like the ones
comics.
that were yeah, because like I
Okay,
think they're not big in the MCU right now, because like I'm trying to think, because Spider-Man was gone, he was eaten. Cyclops was used his head as a weapon because he was holding it in his hands. Um, so like I'm just trying to think, like I'm trying to remember the survivors. Because like the Fantastic Four were first, and obviously that's not how they're going to be getting the virus, mostly due to the fact that the Fantastic Four don't exist yet.
true. Well, I mean,
But I'll be curious because didn't they say that it was Captain Marvel, it was a bunch of characters that were like
Hulk.
Well, Hulk makes sense.
Yep.
Although, to be fair, Hulk zombified, scary.
Yeah, but the way that they set it up in the universe, not gonna be able to get zombified. So
No, fair, but in in Marvel Zombies, he became zombified and then ate the power cosmic and then became God. Zombie God? Dead God. God of the dead? We'll go with that.
we'll go with that.
Um,
So I wanna say that they did give a little bit. They gave a little bit of a trailer to people that were there, or sneak
of
peek of Marvel Zombies,
oh, okay.
a little sneak peek, and they one clip that was shown was the Mandarin and Shang Chi were fighting some zombies, and Shang Chi or the Mandarin sacrificed himself for Shang Chi by giving him the 10 rings, and the zombies could not bite through the 10 rings, and so Shang Chi was protected by the rings.
Yeah, right now I swore they showed more characters. So Shang-Chi and Miss Marvel is 100% in it. Miss
I know that
Marvel
they did announce a few characters that were going to be in it.
Well, the only reason why I know Miss Marvel is 100% in it is because the live action actress is
Is what?
voicing her.
Oh, okay.
So she's the only one that's in there for sure. And you know who else is in there, which confuses me, is the guy who saved her in Miss Marvel, the one that wore the red facial thing. He was the guy. He was the little boy. Well, I say little boy, but remember when she went to India
Mm-hmm.
and that guy, like, there was the older guy and the younger guy. The older guy died, and his grandson helped fight with her.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Okay.
Apparently, he's in it, and so is Randall Park. He was the one that plays the FBI agent that worked with Darcy in WandaVision.
The oh the the Asian guy.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
His real name in real life is Randall Park, and for the life of me, I can't remember his character's name. Agent Wu.
Was it Wu?
I want to say yes.
I was thinking Wu, but
I
I
know,
didn't
but I
want to say
thought
Wu in case I was wrong, so I said the more
I know because it
more
sounds very
politically
racist.
incorrect thing.
I was going to say it's very racist if I'm wrong, but I think I'm right. And if I'm not, oh well. But he was in Ant Man 2, and then
Yep.
he was in, and then obviously he was in WandaVision. And apparently he's going to be in this, which I'm very curious about. But anyway, Marvel Zombies was one I'm super excited about. I always liked the comic of it. There were two renditions of it, two storylines, I guess I'd say. And the first one was obviously better than the second. But it's just, it's weird because the zombies in Marvel Zombies still think like themselves.
What do you mean?
Oh no, like Peter Parker's still Peter Parker, even though he's been zombified. He's like I want he's like swinging around and being like, oh my gosh, I found look guys, I think I found survivors. I'm hungry.
Oh
Oh,
God.
it's when I tell you like everyone kept their personality, Mike, everyone kept their personality, which is creepy.
That's scary.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, there's one point too where I don't remember if it's Peter or if it's Daredevil, but somebody's swinging around the city and their arm falls off, and they. The reason why I say Daredevil too because Daredevil has that thing that latches onto things that he swings. Um,
Mm,
yeah, and even though they have a healing factor, does it's nullified with the virus. But anyway,
I mean,
but it's a hunger thing, so like they need to eat. It's unclear if it's energy or whatever it is, but at one point it is energy because then they start eating like cosmic beings. Oh, yeah, when you start seeing them eat Galactus, which we'll talk about Galactus a little bit later, obviously. But yeah, Hulk eats Galactus.
hey, Galactus gets a taste of his own medicine.
No, no, because he's the things he eats are normally bigger. So anyway, all right, let's get right to Agatha.
Yep.
So the trailer gave us more. Obviously, stupid enough to say. Um, it gives us so the teaser trailer originally was giving us a lot of like Agatha has no powers, and she's trying to build a coven, or I shouldn't say that. I don't think Agatha was trying to build a coven clearly in the
Yep.
teaser trailer. It sounded like more there was a coven trying to get Agatha back, was what it looked like in the teaser trailer.
Yep.
However, in this trailer, it's more of Agatha wants to make a coven just to go down the path, the witch's path, or witch's path.
I think it was the Witcher's Path.
And apparently, on this witch's path, you don't have any powers. The reason why I say that is because it looks like you have to go down there, deal with your demons, literally and figuratively. Um, and apparently, the reason it looks like right now that she brought all these people with her is so that they can get trapped in all the different traps, so she can then go and get her power, or ultimate power, I shall say. We got to see more of the witches, and it looks like we have Nico Moroya. No, she's from the, oh my gosh, what was the Hulu show that had mutants in it?
Uh, Inhumans?
Nope, no, that's not Hulu.
That
That was
wasn't Hulu?
no, I think it was HBO where it died and burned.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It might have been
And I haven't.
Showtime or something stupid. But anyway, come on. Oh no, it was ABC. Something I don't know. I know. Anyway, but anyway, the one I'm thinking of is Nico Moroya in the, oh my gosh, it's not the Exiles. It's not. There was a bunch of Oh, you know what? Just keep talking because now I'm mad.
Well, one of the things that that you thought was a swerve was that.
Runaways, Runaways. I'm so irritated by that.
Okay.
The Runaways. So Nico is a character that was in that, and she has like this staff that has magical abilities, and we see the staff in the show. So it's her. I don't
Okay.
know if it's the same actress. It might be, and if it is, I'm sorry, I didn't recognize her. She's got a different outfit on. But
Outfit
she's
makes a world of difference.
Well, she looks more like her. Like there was a specific variant of her. Like they call it the Halloween version of her. So like she's dressed up in a very like gothic type outfit.
Mm.
And so in the show she's dressed like that. But I don't remember her dressing like that in the show. She dressed more like a runaway kid in obviously Runaways.
Hmm.
But anyway, so we see that. So there's going to be sorcerers from all across the Marvel universe in this. So they're going to be big name sorcerers, small name characters.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so very much looking forward to that, and I'm very curious to see where they're going to go with it. However, very excited. We get to see more of Agatha being Agatha, which is what we want, and then Audrey Plaza's character looks like she gets out of the water like Wanda did in um, Multiverse of
Doctor
Madness.
Strange.
Yeah, I like it. Um, and it
Yeah.
looks like
More
it look.
creepy.
To be fair, we're definitely going to be dealing with some sort of demon. I don't think it's going to be Mephisto, as much as I would love it to be. I think it's like the creator of magic in the universe, and that's who we're going to be dealing with.
With the way that this trailer is setting up, that would make a lot of sense.
Which would make more sense that it's the writer of the Darkhold, which is Chiton. I don't. There's a lot of letters in there that I don't know what the sounds make when they're together. There's like an I, a Z, and an X,
Yeah.
and there's a ch in it for sure. But anyway, it's in the Marvel comics. That's the one that created the Darkhold, and he's the demon that technically possesses anybody who uses it.
Okay.
Obviously, there was rumors that it was going to be Immortus that wrote it.
Yep.
Um, I don't know how true that was. It would make sense because if they were going in the Kang way, they wouldn't want to add a demon into it. It would make more sense to use a Kang
Yeah.
variant. However, Kang doesn't exist anymore, and we're going in a different direction. So my guess could be, as weird as it sounds, they could technically use Doom.
They could.
Because, and the reason why I say that before people freak out is it might not be the Doom we know, aka meaning like it's not going to be the one by Robert Downey Jr. I feel like it's going to be because I feel like that one's going to be more tech, where the Doctor Doom I'm thinking of is going to be the one we're more used to in the comics, who went back to the beginning of time that created magic, and then magic. Do you know that story about Doctor Doom?
Yeah, 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 no,
So
no,
he goes
yes, I
back
do.
in time, and then
Yep.
instead of bringing himself to the future, he just waits it out.
Yeah. Yeah. No need to rush things.
Yeah, I'll have my fun with my magic, and then when I disappear, I'll come back
Yeah,
powerful,
why
and
not?
they'll think it's a magic trick. I would have lived eons.
I don't.
Um,
I'll be honest though, I don't know how much they want to play with other variants because of the fact that with Kang, it with the way the MCU has been working for the last couple of years with the multiverse already. I don't know they want to if they want to throw all that in because although it is a very commonplace to have different variants and all of them doing different things in the comics, for the greater audience of the movie scene or show scene, it'll confuse a lot of people. And
I get
I
it.
don't know if they really want to go with that route after how poorly received the last few years of it, Marvel movies have been.
I'm gonna. My whole thing is because of what saga we're in, it makes less sense not to do it.
Yeah.
Now my whole thing is I understand, and I think, and this is going to be a hot take. The people who don't like the multiversal saga are people who never read more than one comic book story.
Yeah.
And again, if you didn't, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying
Mhm.
anything horrible. I'm just stating that people who liked multiple like comic book stories and read different stories of each character appreciates the multiverse. I appreciate it. Is it perfect? No, because I don't know if it works cinematically 100%. At
Mhm.
least not to the degree I think they were hoping for. I will say, minus the whole Jonathan Majors issue outside of this job, he actually did an excellent job of making variants work.
Oh yeah. No, I mean for the most part, the multiverse saga was carried by Jonathan Majors.
100%. And I think he was the only one that could.
Mhm.
And based on what we've seen, maybe there's other actors that we don't know, fine. But I'm talking about like what we saw, he was the only one that could do it. Like you couldn't, you know what I'm saying? Like there was nobody else that really could do it.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm impressed by that piece, but I think I understand what you're saying, but I feel like it would have to be different actors,
Yeah. No, I mean,
which I wouldn't be mad about because of everything going on. However, it could be Doom, it could be the demon that I'm talking about. Either way, I'm not going to be mad because
mhm.
both would make sense. Because it's either they want to bring in demons, which they might want to do to get ready for Doctor Strange 3.
Also true. Yep.
However, it's unclear, blah blah blah, all that stuff. So I'm going to be very curious on where they go because I feel like, from what I've heard, this leads to Doctor Strange 3 broadly.
I think I heard that too. Yeah.
Like it's not like clear cut, like very much like WandaVision split into like three different shows, like it
Mhm.
did but not really type of thing.
Yeah. Yep.
I think the same thing is going to happen here, except it's going to be just for Doctor Strange. Um, and potentially, the rumor is there might be a member of the Young Avengers that gets recruited in this as well.
Oh, okay. Hmm.
That's a very minor rumor, meaning like that hasn't been talked as much as the connection to Doctor Strange 3. That's
Yeah,
been
the
talked
Doctor
about a lot
Strange is
more.
much more apparent.
Correct. But anyway, so I'm very much looking forward to that. I'm also curious to how they're going to use like how the magic is going to work, and it's less musical than I was expecting because they made it seem like wasn't it going to be more of a musical, or am I?
There was talks of that, but I think we had when you had brought it up the first time, and I had heard that, I had kind of assumed it was going to be musical esque, like how it was with WandaVision, where she just was singing
Oh,
just to toy with Wanda. You know, her big reveal was her
well,
doing a
it's
musical
not her
number.
that's singing as much. It's actually Patty LaPone. No, is that her name? You
I
know
don't
who
know
I'm
her
talking
name,
about.
but
So she's a big. So she's a big. What kills me is right. So the actor they have in this, right? I want to say it's Patty LaPone. Okay, she is a phenomenal musical theater person, right? She's an actress too, but like she's more known on the stage, right? She has been lately, and when I say lately, the last decade, um, been in shows that I'm surprised that she would even do. Just because of her, she's musical theater, right? So she's been in American Horror Story, right? So like stuff like that I wouldn't think of her in. Not
Mhm.
to say she doesn't have the talent for it. I'm not arguing that piece. She definitely has the talent. She's been great in everything she's been in. But like when you think of her, you think of singer, musician, you think of musical theater, you think of her on Broadway. You don't think of her being well, one at one point she plays a Christian who hates witches. Another one she plays a, a singer at a gay sauna. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't ask questions.
Okay.
Um, and she sings in all of them, but like it's just so weird because it does like even though she's singing, but it's not like it doesn't make it a musical. So I'm wondering if
Yeah.
they're saying like there's musical numbers and people misinterpret it as a musical.
Yeah, that's basically what I had said at the beginning that it
Yeah.
was going to be.
But I also wonder if that's her magic, like that's how she uses it. Because everyone uses magic differently. You know what I mean? Like Wanda, Agatha both used it differently. Strange uses it differently. I mean, obviously
Yep.
Strange and Wong train the same way, so they use it similarly.
Yep.
So like seeing all the different ways of it being used, I feel like we're going to see magic used in a variety of different ways, especially with a variety of different characters. That comes out mid-September with a 2-episode series premiere. It is official that it is 9 episodes.
No, that'll be good.
So it's going to be 8 weeks long,
Yep. Um,
which interesting. Which,
what is
well,
so
no,
interesting
because
about
I
that?
thought the series finale, or season finale was going to be on Halloween, but it's not. It's going to be in November.
First episode is September 18th.
Yep.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, that'll be the week before Thanksgiving. If no, 2 weeks before Thanksgiving because it's 8 weeks because it's a 2 episode
Yeah. So
premiere.
it's actually it ends on the 6th
Yeah,
of November.
unless they
Um,
do like a
which they
double
could do.
drop at some episodes.
Well, they could do a season finale double episode where it ends on Halloween.
Yeah, that's yeah,
But anyway, let's forget that.
yeah.
That's unclear, but we know for a fact there's 9 episodes, and what we know for a fact is it's the 19th, like you said, and it is 2-episode premiere. So we'll be watching those 2 episodes intently, and I'll be going through with a fine tooth comb. Mostly because I am going to be Mephisto hunting like you would not believe. Um,
Speaking of Mephisto, good segue.
don't get me excited.
Apparently, I didn't catch this. I don't know if you did, but the
I will, I Mike, I will go through this screen right now. Do not tease me. Do not tease me.
so I don't know if you caught this, but people I have been posting on Twitter that they saw Mephisto in the Ironheart trailer that I sent you.
No, that's not. No, no. That. So that's the hood.
Oh, okay. So
So
it is a different character because like I said I didn't notice it. So
no, no, no. So well, actually, you want to just segue into that since we're talking about it? I
yep,
don't care about order at this point. Um,
we didn't really have an order.
we really didn't. Um, hold on, sorry. I'm looking up the hood for a reason.
Okay.
Um, so anyway, the hood. So Ironheart basically how her story is going is she basically gets kicked out of Wakanda, gets stuck back in America, and she then a lot of things I'm looking at. All right, this is the guy I was looking for. Okay. Oh, that's stupid. That's not who I wanted. That's
Oh,
the
you found the
that's
actor.
no, 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 no. I know who the actor is.
Oh,
Um, no, no. I was looking at the no. Who is the demon that he works with? Not who he's bonded with. You jerk.
so I do want to.
Keep Mike. Keep talking.
So I want to point out that I was just scrolling through Twitter a little bit more, and I saw a post from the 15th of October in 2022, so 2 years ago, that uh, they have a character cast to play Mephisto in Ironheart. So,
Interesting. So they're gonna. So all right. So I'm gonna tell. All right. So let's talk about Ironheart in general. So Ironheart, she gets kicked out of Wakanda. She goes back to MIT. She gets kicked out of MIT because apparently she missed so much school.
she's
Uh,
focusing on her extracurricular activities.
yes. Although it made it seem in the trailer that she got kicked out because of all the time she missed when Black Panther 2 was around. But either way, it was still a project that was outside of school.
Yep.
And so she gets kicked out of school. She then begins to want to build her suit, but doesn't have the funding for it. Some guy comes around, and he looks fancy. Um, he he's the actor who plays Hamilton's son in Hamilton the musical, the original Broadway cast.
No.
Fun
Cool.
fact. So anyway, he's playing a character called the Hood, and his character name is called Parker Robinson. It's going to be some Parker Robbins. Sorry, Parker Robbins. I was close.
Okay.
So anyway, basically what he is he's a human who stole a magical cloak and boots and has the ability because of that to use magic. Now, the idea is who he stole it from was Dormammu.
Oh.
Now in the comics, that's who he stole it from.
Yep.
That does not mean that they're going to do that.
What
So
happens in the MCU?
maybe it's Mephisto, but Dormammu has already been introduced. So anyway, the reason why I got mad when I was reading the thing is because now he's the host. He is the avatar of Zethros, Zothros, the spirit of vengeance, the one that creates the Ghost Rider.
Oh God. Yep. I know
You
what
know
you're
who
talking
I'm
about.
talking about? I can't think. I know I'm not pronouncing his name right, but I'm a lot closer than you thought once I said what I was saying.
Yep. Exactly.
Um, yeah, Mike was like, "There's no way he's even close," and then I say
Nope.
what it does, and he goes, "Oh no, he's actually very close." Um, which is exactly
Sometimes you're close.
to be fair, I saw it in your head because you're like, "There's nothing even close to that," and then I say the spirit of vengeance, and you go, "No, no, no, he's right." Um, like he's not right, but he's a lot closer than I thought. So anyway, so he's apparently the host of that now. But in this, he's basically runs this criminal organization, and he's a villain. Shocker. So a lot of times he summons demons with the magic to kind of do his bidding. He himself is not a very powerful being. He relies on a lot of like human weapons, like bullets. Um, and so the magical boots can make him fly. And I know this is going to sound very. I know you're giving me that look. That what do you mean fly in quotations? He walks on air. I don't know what to call that. Do you just walk on air? Like I don't know.
Levitate?
But it's like he literally has to like step. It's weird.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
understand what
He's
I'm saying?
pulling a Jesus, but in the air.
But it's because of the boots. Okay, and then the cloak
Okay.
helps him
You think he's just
summon
doing it
demons.
for like artsy thing? Just he doesn't necessarily have to, but he just wants to do it just to showboat.
Probably, but I do like so the character looks great in the show. From what we saw of him, he looks like textbook the Hood.
Oh,
Now,
that's good.
obviously, we didn't see a lot of him wearing the hood in the
Hmm.
trailer for obvious reasons. Um, but we did get to see it towards the end of the trailer where he's fully in it and it's bright red. Like it looks blood red and I love it.
Hmm.
However, they might have shown his boots. I wasn't really paying attention. The hood was much more
First
prominent
teaser trailer.
and to be fair, his name is the Hood, so what's more important? The Hood.
Yep.
So we have all that going on and basically, we see a suit be made, and it looks very much like Iron Man Mach 1 suit. No, Mach 2.
Hmm.
The one he made after he got out of. Like the first one he made after escaping. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, not the one that he made while in captivity, but the
Yeah.
one immediately after. Yeah.
Yes. And obviously, it's got her. twist on it for obvious
Yep.
reasons, and it looks more like the suit she used in Wakanda, which she's not allowed to use, even though she made it. But whatever.
You know how governments work.
Well, it was the queen that didn't allow it, so which is not even an exaggeration. It was literally the queen of the nation. Um,
Who's now dead.
no, no, Shiri is technically queen right now at the time.
Oh wait. Oh, it was Shiri that. Sorry, I thought it
Yeah,
was.
she because when she took it away from her, because remember it's the end of the movie, so at the end of the movie she had to give it back,
Right. Right.
and technically Shuri was the queen at that point because she never gave it up officially yet. Like I don't
Mm-hmm.
because it's not M'Baku yet, although I'm assuming he's going to be the next king. But my
Yep.
point I'm making is like at that point in time she was queen.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
but anyway, so we have that happening, and it looks good. I mean, I don't know. I'm very curious as why they're having her go up against the Hood. That's more of my
Couldn't.
thing because she's a tech person. He's magic.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's my only. I will say that's my only complaint right now because other than that, it looks very good.
No, it looks good. It looks good for a first trailer, and I mean,
Agreed. I mean,
obviously, it's not coming out until next year, so it's got some more time to see what they're coming up with.
but you understand what I'm getting at. It's just more of
I
those things. Like it's
Yeah,
like,
it's an interesting clash.
oh, so would you like to read Marvel's definition of the Hood's occupation?
Sure.
Kingpin of crime, former adventurer, and petty criminal.
Okay.
He basis of operation. The Hood's lair, hell. Now,
Oh,
to be fair, two different locations. Hood's lair is Hood's lair. Hell is exactly what you think it is. Because at first I thought that was the name of his lair, and it's not.
it's legitimately hell.
Legitimately hell.
That's funny.
And that's what gets me. But
Listen, you
that,
need you need your home base, and then you need a base close to where you want to do your operations. So it makes sense.
yeah, at one point, Damanu empowered the Hood with enough magics to find and kill Doctor Strange
That's exciting.
just so he could become the new Sorcerer Supreme.
Oh, okay. Clever.
Smart. Anyway, he lost for a lot of reasons. But anyway, yeah. So I'm actually looking forward to that one. I like who they have actors wise and all that stuff. Um, I think this is gonna. I think obviously this is gonna lead into her joining the Young Avengers. I would imagine.
I thought I saw somewhere that said that this was supposed to lead directly into Armor Wars.
Yes, but that doesn't mean she's still not going to be on the list for recruitment of Young Avengers.
No, I'm not. I'm not saying that. But sorry, I might have misheard you. But I thought you said that this is going to lead into Young Avengers. But
I might have said that, but what I meant was like we're going to see her get recruited for Young Avengers.
that's
So
fair.
that might be that I might have misspoke.
Might have
Um,
been.
yeah,
I
you
could have
weren't paying
misheard
attention.
you.
No, 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 you weren't paying attention. That's fine.
Hey, you weren't
Um,
paying attention to yourself, so
actually, that's very valid. But anyway, but no, this is supposed to lead directly into Armored Wars. So this was supposed to, no matter what, anyway. The rumor was they were going to get rid of Ironheart and then just have Armor Wars. At one point, that was in talks.
Yep.
However, now they're going to do Ironheart and then Armor Wars, like they originally planned. Um, which I'm fine with.
Yeah, more setup is better.
I agree. Especially with it being a character that has not had the full screen by himself
Yep.
yet. Like same thing with Sam Wilson. He got the show first and then got the movie.
Yep. It makes sense.
I'm fine with it. So the next one you want to talk about, let's do Skeleton Crew because I'm just gonna go out of order. I don't really care.
All right, just completely change topic.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. Well, no, because
Okay.
I think of like Young Avengers, new group. What do I think of next? Skeleton Crew. Like my brain
Young
went to the right location, but you didn't see it. Um,
Well, Skeleton Crew is Star Wars. It is basically a bunch of younglings in the Star Wars universe that, in the trailer, run away and they get into mischief. Yes.
when you say younglings, I get very confused because you just mean young children, because younglings make me think of Jedi, and they don't look like Jedi. They look like something else.
Well, there's at least one Jedi in the group,
No,
but
there is a Force user.
Force user, yes. Well, they called him a Jedi,
No, no, no. They
yes.
they assumed he was a Jedi. It was a question mark, and it was
No,
a
it
child that said it.
yes. Hey, listen, the child called another child a Jedi.
No, it wasn't a child. It was Jude Law. Jude Law was the one that got the key.
Yes. No, I remember that. Wasn't there another kid that had Force ability as well?
Not in the trailer. The
No.
only person that used the Force, to our knowledge, in that trailer was Jude Law.
I know for a fact that yes, I know for a fact Jude Law was a Force user. I thought I saw one other kid that had used the Force, and they had been fused.
Maybe, but
But
that
anyways,
I was under the impression they were saying it in the prison where he got the key.
either way, fair enough. I'm gonna agree with you on this one.
To be fair, we're assuming that none of these kids are Force users at this moment in time.
Fair. So,
That does not
anyways,
mean that
in
does not mean
terms of
anything.
your youngling thing in the Star Wars universe, younglings are kids. It just so happens that we most associate them with Jedi
No,
Padawans.
no, we don't. We associate them with murder victims. Next.
You associate them with murder victims.
Oh, I'm sorry. You tell me the rest of the world. When you think of a youngling, what do you think? Anakin. What do you think after that? Death. Murder victim.
Listen.
Next.
I want to. You want me to go onto Pokemon Go and look at all my level 1 Pokemons? They're all labeled younglings. All right. So this is a you thing with your
Yeah, but you're
little.
gonna get rid of them just like Anakin did. So it's the same concept.
I don't get rid of my level 1s. I keep them. They never see the light of day, but I keep them.
Oh yeah, because you're so much better. Lock them up. Anyway,
Yeah, lock them up.
continue.
Anyways, so the kids get into mischief. They're in school kind of, and they
Yeah, that messed with me a little bit just because I mean, first off, it looks like school, and I'm not arguing that, but it was just weird to see like regular stuff.
yeah. No, there was a lot of things going on. Where basically the kids escape. They run away. They get into mischief, and then they run into Jude Law, run into trouble, whatever. This is going to be a very very kidsy show. Like it is legitimately going to be
Was
meant for kids.
wasn't this supposed to originally be a movie? Am I wrong on this?
I feel like it was. It sounded.
I feel like it was originally pitched as a movie, and
Yeah.
now it's a show. Now I'm not complaining, but I'm just stating like I just find that interesting. So it's gonna be longer than a movie would be, which
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not mad about.
absolutely. But I've seen a lot of people talking about this, and I like it. Some people aren't too.
It's a family movie. It's not. Here's the thing: is this gonna be the greatest movie ever? I don't know. It could be.
No,
I mean, to be fair,
I mean it could be.
When the Goonies came out, did anybody think that was going to be a great movie?
It became popular years later.
My whole point I'm making is just the fact of like this could be the new generation of Goonies.
No, no,
And if
I'm not saying that people shouldn't be bashing the show in general because these are kid actors. You shouldn't be expecting Oscar worthy performances. If we get that,
but I
good.
also my point I'm making too is just the fact of like it's a family show. Like
Yeah,
this one is like very much like for children. Like not
yeah,
saying
yeah.
like it's like child level like only like, but I'm saying like
This
it's
show was literally designed, meant,
for
and
families.
created for kids.
Correct. So I like it. I think it's gonna be cool. I
One
like
of the
the action
things,
adventure about it.
yep. One of the things that people were like
What was their issue?
going back and forth on. Some people were liking it, some people weren't.
I mean, that's
That
probably normal.
the planet that they started in was very suburban, like a legitimately suburban city in Star Wars.
They were in school. Continue.
No, so like
No, I know.
I
That's why
liked it because how many planets are inhabited in the Star Wars universe? We're bound to have
infinite.
a suburban planet.
Not every planet is a backwoods planet. Next.
Yeah, so
Literally, like not everyone's backyard is trees.
yeah, it's not every planet is trees, not every planet is lava. So I
Also
mean,
true. It's either lava or trees. There's no in between. Oh no, that's not true. It's lava, trees, ice.
clouds.
Well, that's to hide all the stuff. That's to hide. That's either to hide the lava, the trees, or the snow. So it's like the it covers it all.
It covers all the
It
bases.
just covers all the bases. So like yes, it's clouds, but behind the clouds is the, is the lava, or it's the trees, or it's the ice.
But yeah, no, this show looks like it's going to be fun. It comes out in December. It comes out in December.
Yeah, sooner than I thought.
Yeah, so it's
It looks like it's
I
gonna. I think it's coming out like Christmas week,
huh?
like the end of December.
No, December 3rd.
I'm thinking of something else then.
You're probably thinking of Creature Commandos.
I think so. But anyway, the dates just run together.
No, they
Um,
they really do.
but anyway, for some reason I thought it was Christmas, but it obviously is going into the holiday season.
Yep, yep.
So, but anyway, yeah, I mean, it looks good. I
Yeah,
wasn't really expecting much from it. No offense to them. It
no.
wasn't something that I was like, oh, I'm gun for, and nothing I was against either. Looking at it, it looks more interesting than I was expecting, which I'm
So
happy
like
about.
going off of your thing, it's like it's not something that I was like super like, oh, I can't wait for this to come out. But it looks like it's going to be fun, and I'm gonna watch it, and hopefully I'm gonna enjoy it. You know?
I'm trying to think of like an equivalent. I'm trying to think of something that popped up. Oh, um, no, that's a lie. I was excited about that. Never mind. Continue.
Okay.
All right,
Well, anyways,
so we've talked about what? We've talked about Agatha, Ironheart, and
let's talk about the next
Skeletor.
quick one, Fantastic Four.
Yes. So this one messed with me a little bit. I'll say this. Um, I thought they were showing them before they turned into the Fantastic Four.
No, they are very established.
Yes, I realized that when we got to the dating show. But we saw Ben Grimm at one point as Ben Grimm.
Yeah.
So like that's why I was like, oh, this is before. And then all of a sudden we got to the dating show, and then the Thing is there,
Yeah, that he is.
and he got
No,
picked.
I mean I knew for a while that they were they. I mean they said it that they were established heroes. They've been around for a while. Um, I'm going to assume that if we saw Ben Grimm as not the Thing, that it's probably like a flashback. Um,
Probably. But again, it was the teaser trailer. There wasn't a lot of information, so
yep.
I
It
wondered if they.
literally just was like
I'm wondering if they
they're
showed
here.
like where each of them was before and then after. But
Possibly true.
because it looked all the same, no offense, until the Thing is the Thing. Like that's the only visible one that you could see is different now.
Hmm. Yeah.
So we got to see all that. We got to see what the '60s looks like, possibly '70s. Um,
Yep.
early '70s, possibly.
Again,
I would
like
say the latest.
huh?
I would say earliest seven early. I mean, the latest would be the early '70s.
Yeah, I mean, I know that we had talked about this before. Was like when they first did the Fantastic Four poster reveal, they had showed a picture of the moon landing or Neil Armstrong. So
Yep.
it would have to be at least the end of the
'69.
'60s.
Correct. Which
So
would make more sense to me that it would be slightly after that.
yeah,
So which is literally the '70s. Which, like I'm saying, like I'm thinking like '71, '72.
yeah, no, it
But who
won't. It won't
knows?
be like it won't. Yeah.
So I'm very interested.
Um,
We get to see
so
new adventures.
this was just like a literally like a literally like a sitcom setup, which is what we know this show is going to be. So
It's not a show. It's a movie.
was that?
Fantastic Four is a movie.
No. I know, but it's got the sitcom feel
Oh,
to it. That's
it's actually got the old school '60s like show type thing, like
yeah.
backdrops, all that stuff. That's what it's giving me. And then we get something that I remember. So the end of this teaser trailer, I saw for a few days before you sent me that. Where we see Galactus pop up, and
They
you
sh-
just
they sh- they showed that scene a while ago. They
okay.
showed it.
So I'm not
They
crazy.
they
So like I
they
had
showed
seen.
it. Yeah, they showed it at the last when the last big event that Comic Con. They showed it at Comic Con.
No, that's fine because I was like, I remember seeing this, so I'm like, I don't. No, this can't. Like, at first I was like, did I watch the wrong trailer? Because I was like, I've already seen this, meaning that
Yeah,
piece, which I did see that piece, but they reshowed it. He looks like Galactus. I have nothing else to say.
yeah. It's funny because people who do not know comics were complaining about that scene where he's like,
They
"Oh, he's looking at through the building." It's like, "Yeah, but isn't he supposed to be like the size of a galaxy? Like, what? Why is he so small
he's
that
not.
his head
He's
like
he he's. I mean, he steps on Earth.
no?" So exactly, like people are like, he can change size, like
And it's based on the size of the planet, which is hilarious. Like it's supposed to be based on the size of the creatures on the planet, is what it's supposed to be. However, he's always the larger than all of them, but like he's skyscraper size.
yep. Yeah,
Um,
like obviously when he's on the planet, he's going to adjust to the size that he thinks that
like
he's going to.
he wants to be powerful, but he doesn't want to like he wants to still see everything.
Yeah,
So he shrinks himself enough.
but I just thought I just had a laugh at that because it's like people are complaining for things that they don't understand.
To be fair, in my mind, I'm like, you know what? We could just have the cloud again, and you could start complaining about
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah,
It
just the
really
giant
shouldn't be.
dust cloud.
Um, which I will say was not the worst thing about Galactus. I'll say they could have done a lot worse.
I mean, sure, they could have done a lot worse, but
Well, no, but I mean, like, think
why
about it.
should you do worst?
Well, yeah, true. But it was also Fox, and Fox was funny back then. Um,
Fox had hit and misses. That was a miss.
yeah, but everything else about that movie was great. But anyway,
I mean,
like
the Silver
the
Surfer wasn't that great either, wasn't
I liked him.
he? Just I remember
Um,
him getting a lot of backlash, but
no, the casting was phenomenal. The only
I
people
mean,
who
yes, the Fantastic Four cast itself was phenomenal,
Um,
and Doom.
well, that's what I consider. Um,
Although people still complain that he's whitewashed, but
Latveria, I don't know. Latveria to me is like, I mean, obviously it's like European, but like, are they worried that he's not looking like Middle Eastern enough? I don't know.
I don't know.
My whole thing was too. I don't know. Anyway, not the point. We'll discuss that another time.
Yeah,
Um,
when it's more appropriate.
yeah, when we have the real Doom. Um, so yeah, so I mean that was good. I mean, it really didn't give us a lot. I mean, so there's really not much to go about.
Next
Um,
one, then let's go talk about the next one with a little bit more juice in it. Is the newest, which came out like 2 weeks after the first trailer, Captain America.
Yes. So the only thing really new here is so what we got new was Captain America goes down to the secret base underneath the Oval Office.
Mm-hmm.
And we have the image of President Ross basically being like, I got this. Like everyone like leave the room. And then we see him almost get assassinated once, but that was in the first teaser trailer. And then in the second one, he looks like he's going to get assassinated again by the Serpent Squad. No, Secret Serpent. No, Serpent Society.
Yep.
Eighth time is the charm.
Yep. There you go.
So,
Keep going through it.
and it sounds like they're going to be run by the leader.
Obviously.
Well, just because we knew about the leader before anything else.
Yep.
I'm curious to figure out how Ross becomes the Red Hulk.
Yep.
However, we do get to see Harrison Ford rage out and turn into the Red Hulk.
Yep. And I know I had talked about this when we did our recording yesterday, but I'm still a little bit on the
Shh!
fence
Don't ruin
about.
the magic. Don't ruin the magic.
We'll ruin the magic. Well, whatever.
Well,
I'm a little
this episode
disappointed.
comes out like two weeks before that one, so
I mean, we're still talking about things that happened this weekend, so it's still not going to line up.
also to be fair, also true.
um, the the thing that I'm not still not crazy about is the fact that the Hulk doesn't look like a monster anymore. He looks like the human character playing it. I can understand. I know we talked about it a little bit. I can understand where like they have if the Hulk isn't in complete control, he's gonna have more of the personality of the human. But I just miss the monster looking Hulk instead of just like the you know Harrison Ford looking Hulk or the
Mark Ruffalo.
Mark Ruffalo looking Hulk, or even like they even changed the Abomination a little bit to look more dumbed down than what he did in the original movie.
Hey, hey, hey! They just put his face on it. Now you're just calling actors dumb, you idiot. But yeah, so I mean, I don't know. Mike's got a problem with it. I don't, because I'm better than him.
I'm just saying it's a little personal thing, all right? You don't have to agree with me. I'm just,
No, and I
I'm
don't, and I'm openly saying it, and I really don't care. But no, I
you
think you're
don't have to
right.
be
I do
rude about it.
understand. I understand the concern about it, but I think it's just been because
I wouldn't call it a concern.
no, it's your concern, and I think for me too, like you're. I know this sounds awful to say, but it's like you're putting it to like Bruce Banner and the Hulk is different than all the other Hulks. All the other Hulks are more like they are pretty much themselves. Bruce
What do
Banner
you
isn't Bruce Banner when he becomes the Hulk.
Yeah.
Everyone else, when they Hulk out, they're themselves.
Oh, no, I mean I understand that. No,
Because
I
Bruce
do.
Banner has mental health issues,
Yes.
which is why there's multiple Hulks, which causes a whole other issue. But overall, I mean, it looked good. We also got a sneak peek at the second Falcon.
Yep, yeah, we did. Um, I don't know if you picked this up, but in the second trailer, well, in the first trailer, when he first met with Captain America, he was trying to recruit Captain America to work for the United States again.
Correct.
In the second trailer, he wasn't only trying to convince Captain America, he was trying to convince Captain America to work for the United States again, as well as the entire Avengers.
Yes.
So it added a little bit more. And it still gives hint that the Avengers are still a little bit, shaken up.
I also think that that's why they're going to create the Thunderbolts
Hmm.
because they're trying to make a makeshift Avengers.
Yeah. No.
However, I also think that this is going to lead into Civil War. I think we're going to get a Civil War, and it might
Civil
be
War
just
2.
a. It might actually just be Avengers versus X-Men, to be honest with you.
I mean, that's the setup at the moment. So,
So that might be the Civil War,
hmm,
the real one. But yeah, I mean, it was cool. It was nice. We got to see the Serpent Leader. Eh, I mean, there wasn't much.
no, there wasn't much. It was small little add-ons to this trailer, which again, we had talked about this as again, it was we were surprised that they released a second trailer closely to the first one. So,
Yeah, so we weren't
um,
expecting much. I actually wasn't expecting that trailer to come out anyway.
yeah,
I'll say
yeah.
that. All right, what's
We just
next?
got the first one 2 weeks ago. Why would we get another one?
No, absolutely. Next one.
But you mentioned it in while we're talking about Captain America. They first released the first trailer for the Thunderbolts.
Did I see it?
I sent it to you.
Oh, then I did see it. Oh, yes. Yes, because it's all of them talking about being a hero and blah, blah, blah.
How life didn't
And
go the way they had planned.
they go to get, like, they show a little bit of everyone and kind of like what they're going to be doing.
How they're getting
But
recruited.
is Baron Zemo the villain or is he part of the Thunderbolts?
I took it that from the
He's
trailer, he's part of the Thunderbolts.
That's what I took it as too because it looked like it was the roster.
Yeah, yeah.
And
That's how with the way they were setting it up. It seemed like he's part of the roster.
and so we have Red Guardian, we have Winter Soldier, which I'm curious how he gets mixed up in the group.
Yeah,
Because out of all the others, they at least make sense why they're together, to a certain degree. However, we didn't see Ghost in the trailer. I don't think.
I don't remember seeing Ghost. No.
I remember seeing Red Guardian, Baron Zemo, Taskmaster, White Widow, Winter Soldier, Red Guardian. I think I already said.
Yeah, so you kind of froze on me, so I didn't hear everything. So it
Red
was,
Guardian. So Red Guardian, White Widow, Winter Soldier, U.S. Agent,
yep.
Taskmaster.
I
Yeah,
think
I don't think we saw Ghost. I don't think so.
no. I think that's it.
And we didn't get to see the villain.
No, we did not. It was a very short teaser trailer setting up, everyone saying like, oh, they expected them to be a big hero, and life didn't go the way they had planned, and now they're here. So, Nothing really too crazy to this, and basically told us who the roster was for this show, even though we already knew who it was, but we got that in the trailer.
And Valentina runs it, which we also already knew.
Yeah, she was talking. Well,
Next
and then the last trailer that I remember is, I think, a big one. The first trailer for Daredevil Born Again.
Yeah, so this one messed with me a little bit in a good way. Um, Basically, it's him getting back in the feel of things. It seems like it's unclear. And again, this is a teaser trailer, so it's not like we're getting a lot of information anyway.
It was
But
a
it
lot. It
sounds
was a
like
pretty big teaser trailer, but yes, I agree with you.
it was weird. Like we got a lot, but not a lot at the same time.
Yeah.
It's very confusing.
Yes.
So like it's unclear if Kingpin knows who Daredevil is,
They made it seem like he
like he
does,
does, but
but it's not
it's
clear.
correct. Correct. And it's also unclear if he's even Daredevil yet, right away.
So it seems like in the trailer, he kind of hung up his boots.
Yes, which we already knew.
Yep. And now, basically, like, obviously, like in the trailer, he is Daredevil again. But when
Yes.
he's talking to Kingpin, Daredevil is still retired. And he's threatening, like, I will come after you. And he says, is it as the lawyer or as,
Your dark side.
or your darker side? So, very much hints that he knows, but
Yes. And then we also get something that has been, I don't think it was ever officially confirmed
was
that he was
not
coming
confirmed
back.
if it's what you're talking about.
Punisher's back.
Yep. We had been getting rumors for a long time.
There were
Now we have an
rumors.
official
I
announcement.
was going to say we've had rumors until the day I died, basically, and he's on again, he's off again. Like basically all of the Defender sagas, the only one that was the only one that was definitely out was Iron Fist was taken out. They didn't even ask him.
Yep.
Luke Cage said no,
Mm-hmm.
and then everyone else was unclear. They
Open to returning.
they were open to returning, but never said they were returning. All that stuff. Charlie
Yep.
Cox was the only one who was like, "No, I'm coming back." Like,
We
"Oh, I'm
knew
letting."
for a while, and I mean, obviously, we saw him in She-Hulk,
We saw
which
him in No Way Home first.
was he in No Way Home first, or was it? Oh, okay. I don't remember what came out first. So okay,
Because we
that's
got the
fair.
lawyer first, and then we got the devil.
Yeah, you know what? That makes sense. Yeah.
Oh, isn't it? Isn't it interesting?
Listen, you have your moments sometimes.
I do, and it's not often, but
No,
I like to milk it. So
that's why I let you have it.
I appreciate it. But yeah, no, that was the bigger shock to me. Everything else was exactly what I was expecting, except for the Punisher.
Yep. No, I'm
That
I'm I'm pretty thrilled for the Punisher.
um, here's the thing, 100% happy about it. You're not gonna hear me complain about it. I'm just more surprised that like that was in the teaser trailer.
Yeah.
Like that could have been a big reveal. So it makes me think of what else is in it.
Oh
There's
yeah.
rumors. There's rumors that everyone's coming back. So like Foggy Nelson is going to be played by the guy again. What's her name is playing her part again. The only person that I don't think is confirmed back is Bullseye.
I mean, they don't have to show everybody, so
No, they don't, and they can always change it up anyway.
yeah.
But yeah, so I'm very curious on that front to see what happens there. Plus, they could always make it to the point where he's still recovering from major surgery.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, you never saw that.
Correct.
By the way, he needed surgery to put adamantium in his spine
Oh, fun.
because he literally got his back broken.
um,
That was it, right? That
this
was all the
this
trailers?
show is going to be 18 episodes, and apparently,
18 episodes?
yep,
1/8?
yep, one
Is
eight.
it hour long each? Of 45 minutes? Because if so, man, that's a lot of episodes.
I don't know how long the episodes are, but apparently they will be split into two halves, so 9 episodes per half, with the first half airing in March.
Oh, they're doing a part one and a part two. Those cheap.
Yeah. So I mean, I'll be honest. I'm not going to complain about that, to be honest. I'm
Actually, you
glad
know
that we're
what? I'll
finally getting longer series.
I'll say this: 9 episodes is still long, especially
Yep.
for the shows. So
It is
I will
not
agree.
6.
I will agree with you on that. I'm not a big fan of a break in the middle.
I am not, especially after we saw the break with Invincible and how how disappointed I was with that.
But I also think the difference might be is they'll have the date where Invincible didn't have the date.
Also true.
So that also might tickle my fancy a little bit more. Um,
And they're not just doing the break just to make it so that way can throw ads in the middle of the thing.
no, they might be doing it because they might want to not compete with themselves because something else
Yeah.
is coming out,
Also,
which
yeah, makes
makes
sense.
sense.
Yeah.
So anyway, ooh, everything shook. So yeah, that was the last trailer.
Yep, that was pretty much it. That was everything to my knowledge. We talked about the short stuff. We talked about Marvel Zombies. We talked about season 3 of What If. We got a first look at the Family Neighborhood Spider-Man,
Oh, that's right.
which I've been getting mixed things about. Which nothing really anything crazy. It was literally just like the first title reveal, title card, and we saw like the cast of characters that are going to be in the show. Um, I don't remember everybody. I've been looking, and for some reason, I can't find a picture at this time. So
That's fine.
not a big deal. Um,
I think
we
for me,
can,
it's. I think it's for me. It's just what you described to me is just. I get it, but I think it's if it's done appropriately, I don't think I'm going to be mad.
as by first talking about it, how Spider-Man gets his powers is that Doctor Strange is fighting with someone, and they're trying to chase the spider. Spider gets away, goes through a portal, bites Peter Parker. That's how he gets his powers. By hearing it, sounds kind of dumb. In action, might change, might sound pretty cool, might end up being fine, but we have to see what happens when the show finally comes out.
Correct.
But anything else you
Um,
want to touch on, or do you want to jump into Kite Man?
I'm just going to go right into Kite Man because it's going to be quick.
Yeah,
Um,
kind
so
of two parts to this to this episode.
yeah, two parts that I really weren't expecting. So
No,
apparently, Villigans is basically Amazon,
yep,
and
I love that.
I honestly, gun to my head, would never have thought a franchise business would have been the main villain,
Yeah, no,
and
no.
it is. So corporate America, man. Um, so Villigans is apparently a mother company that owns a lot of stuff, which we kind of, sort of already knew, but we thought it was more of a joke thing.
Yeah,
It, and no, it's serious. Like they own everything.
no, yeah. I thought it was going to be the one thing that we saw in that one episode, and they were going to move
And
on.
and then all of a sudden,
Nope.
no, and then it's like they have instant delivery, like like literally instant delivery.
Yep.
And my only thing that I don't remember, so apparently Golden Glider has been having trouble sleeping because she's been trying to find her mom and she hasn't slept and it's not been going well. And Bane's like, "You don't understand. I've also lost things." And it's like,
It's
Bane,
like
shut up.
none of you care about my feelings about how I lost the love of my life that I knew for 5 minutes.
You're not the only one that lost somebody that they cared about the most. Um, my thing is, I don't remember how they figured out that she was in the pit.
Oh yeah, you're right. I don't. I
I tried to remember it and I go, why am I not? Why is it not ringing a bell?
I, I think someone just showed up and we're like, oh yeah, she's in the pit. I feel like that was literally just like, yeah, she's in the pit.
But anyway, Bane is then like, "Oh, the pit is run by the assassins, and you'll never get in. I escaped when I was a child." And so then nobody wanted to go, and then they basically made Bane go.
They forced Bane to
And that's when
go.
the story splits into two because it's then Malice and the bar, and then it's the trio at the pit.
Yep.
So do you want to go pit
Um.
first, and then the bar?
Yeah.
So Bane gets kicked off the flight for touching a child, and not in the way you think.
Yeah.
Um, he then gets legitimately kicked off the flight mid-flight.
Yep. By the way, the flight is owned by Villigans, and
Yes,
is the only direct flight to the pit.
also true. So they get sent there, and Bane's like, "This is the most difficult thing All I had to do is do this, and he jumps down and does all these like amazing things.
Dodging traps,
And then
like, and a
Kite Man and
very
Golden
impressive feat
and then
that he
Kite Man
performed.
and then Kite Man and Golden Glider just went down slow, and he's like, "Be careful of the oh
Just
oh
jumps.
okay. I guess my feats aren't that incredible now. You guys made me look dumb." All right, and then they go in and they see that basically all the prisoners at the pit are being brainwashed to basically make orders for Villigans
The pit was purchased by Villigans.
from the League of Assassins
Yep.
because apparently they had old school money. No, an old school way of managing their money.
That's what it was. Yep.
They made like a stupid joke about it. Also, seeing Baby Doll again was kind of funny,
Yeah.
especially her being a nobody. Like literally, she's just like the little minion.
She was literally like the annoying partner.
Yes. Um, and then there was a fight. They find her mother. They then had to fight all the prisoners.
Who Bane was like so reluctant to fight because they're like, these are my friends. And Kite Man was just like, yeah, I think your friends are gone.
Yeah. So they begin to fight and everything else. They basically they break out of there. They break Mom out. Um, Bane uses his super strength to break out, and then they run away. There's a trap. They escape. Bane then does an amazing feat with everyone on him.
Escapes the pit
No,
once
no, no, no,
again.
no, no. There's a part that I want to discuss. We see
Oh.
him do backflips, jumping around with ease, dodging blades, avoiding arrows, and then we get to the tippy top, and he struggles to get over that last little hump.
Yep.
And then, of course, he had to market that the Bane 2 with 0. And so he hops out of there, and then Kite Man, after buying a bunch of equipment from Villigans, is like, now I can't even use my gadgets, and he gets attached to the plane that was flying by, and the four of them take off to go back to Noonan's. So we'll now talk about the bar scene. So Malice wants to close the bar early because her boyfriend is there. Now, who is her boyfriend?
I don't know who he legitimately is,
Oh,
but
okay. No, 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 I didn't. I wanted to know, and I'm sorry. So she's getting
yep.
ready for her boyfriend to come, who is a immortal god murderer.
He is immortal because he was so evil that hell didn't even want him.
Yes, yes. So Malice loves him, and he gets. So she then they all think that he's there. Turns out to be the health inspector, um, who then fails the bar. But before he
He's
fails
the
the
one health inspector that cannot be
oh
bought.
oh yeah, yes, 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 yes. I thought you were going to say something else.
No, not
Um,
yet.
So then her boyfriend comes in and is like, Malice, what are you doing in a place like this around all these people? She's like, oh my God, they're hired actors. Like, I'm pretending to be a server right now because you thought that'd be so cool. And he's like, oh my God, that's awesome. And then he's like, let's kill everyone. And then proceeds to kill everyone.
She wanted to point out that she first told him that they were robots as well.
Yes. 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 But I also think it wasn't it because she did that, because he killed the health inspector first. And then
Yep.
and then he got put back together because he's apparently immortal.
Yep.
Because in Gotham City, the only health inspectors that live are the ones that are immortal. So, and that was legitimately his thought. So we have all that, um, and so that's when he then kills everyone else. He then chops off the head of the Siamese twin. Oh my gosh,
And
my brother's now dead! And I'm thinking to myself, please somebody make the joke. Somebody make the joke that he's not dead. He was already dead. But anyway, so
the storytelling villain lost her
Queen
body
of
again.
Fables.
Queen of Fables. Thank you. She lost her
Out
body
of
once again.
out of all the names, that's the one I remember.
Hey,
No, it's not a you thing. It's a me
you
thing.
remember the random ones.
Yeah, so she loses her head, and then she realizes. Then Malice realizes she likes the place,
Mm-hmm.
and she's like, "Stop!" And he's like, "What? What do you mean?" She's like, "I'm a server here for real." And he's like, "Oh, I guess I'm not interested in you anymore." Well, if you ever stop being a server and like be a murderous goddess that I love, then hit me up again. But until then, peace out. And he leaves.
Yep.
And then she fixes up the place super quick, just so they get a D minus or D plus.
D minus.
D minus, just enough to pass.
Mm-hmm.
And so they pass, and then he leaves, and that's when the four of them return, and then that's when things get messy again. And Kite Man and Glider are like, "Oh wow, it's just like we left it." And they take Mama upstairs. She wakes up. Golden Glider and her have this embrace moment, and Golden Glider is like, "Oh my gosh, now we get to be a family for real." And the mom's like, "Oh
Mom
yeah,
was not having it.
no, no, no." She seemed actually legitimately happy to see her originally, but then once she was like, "Oh, we can be in each other's lives now, like we were supposed to," and that's when she was just like, "Oh,
See, I kind
no."
of disagree. I think when she first woke up, because she was still knocked out from the gas from Villigan's, um, the she was kind of in shock because it's like, who is you? Who are you? Because she hasn't seen her since she was a little girl, and then when they embraced, it was just immediate like
Yeah.
disappointment.
So anyway, yeah. So I think we're gonna be getting why that is,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
and we'll go from there. But I think next episode's gonna tell us a lot about that. But for now, that's gonna be it for that, and we're gonna talk about my character spotlight.
Yep. And who do you have today?
Joaquin Torres from Earth 616. Do you know who that is?
That sounds very familiar.
Oh, well, that's because he's in the cinematic universe and has been since 2021.
When I hear Joaquin, I just think of Fluffy. I don't know why, but it just makes me think of Gabriel Iglesias.
I was going to say that's not even close. So anyway, he is the second Falcon. He takes over for Sam Wilson.
Oh, we've seen him before.
He's been in the cinematic universe, yes.
Oh, I don't remember.
He was in Winter Soldier, Falcon and Winter Soldier. He was the Hispanic guy.
It's been a while.
I hate everything you said.
Listen, you've gone through all the movies again. How many times since you've gone through them like 3 times in the last 2 years?
Actually, that's not true. If you would have said 5 years ago, yes, without a doubt. But these past 2 years, I couldn't even get through it once.
I
But
mean, I'm
that's
pretty sure. I know that the last run through you stopped updating me, but you were on the Daredevil shows, were you not?
yeah, but I never made it past there. I have to
No,
start
did
all
you?
over. But anyway, because it's been so long. So anyway, Joaquin Torres, and I'm probably going to start at the beginning of the year. Um, Joaquin Torres came to the United States with his mother and grandmother when he was 6 years old. He lived in Arizona and graduated from high school on an honor roll. He really cared for the Mexican community, specifically those trying to come to the United States. He would leave water, food, and medicine for the people trying to cross the border. He was kidnapped by the Sons of the Serpent as part of their agenda to capture people on the border to send them to Carl Malice for experimentations. Captain America, which in this one is obviously Sam Wilson. So Sam Wilson's Captain America was informed of Joaquin's disappearance by his grandmother, Marina, and the hero investigated the case and ultimately came to face Malice. Cap found Joaquin in Malice's New York base, where he had been experimented on and turned into a Falcon human hybrid using Cap's own avian partner, Redwing. After Malice's defeat, Joaquin was rescued and remained under Cap's care. Unlike the condition of the experimented on by Malice, Joaquin's mutations did not revert. It was discovered by Claire Temple that because Redwing himself was vampiric, some of the aspects of the condition were transferred to Torres. Most notably, a regenerative factor that prevented the regression of his condition. Joaquin played an important role in Captain America's fight against the Serpent Society. When the hero was kidnapped and thrown off a building, Redwing detected that his owner was in danger, and because of Joaquin shared the same psychic bond with Redwing as Sam did, he received the message and flew down flew to Captain America's location, successfully catching him in midair. However, Serpent Society soon ganged up on Joaquin using using the shared psychic link with Redwing. Cap transmitted to Joaquin the moves he would use, allowing the young boy to hold his own against the serpent-themed villains. Following the defeat of the Serpent Society, once reinforcements arrived to help Cap and Joaquin, mainly in the form of Misty Knight and D-Man, Joaquin decided to become Captain America's sidekick and assume the mantle of the Falcon. When Hydra assumed control of the country, Joaquin joined the Underground, where he associated with the champions Ironheart and Wasp. And that, my friends, is the comic book history of Joaquin Torres.
Nice.
He was introduced in 2015, but didn't become the Falcon until 2016.
Yeah.
So, his powers. He's a hybrid physiology. As a result of Karl Marx's experiments, Joaquin was turned into a hybrid between a falcon and a human. However, Redwing was used to transform Joaquin, and it turned out to be vampiric, giving the young man additional abilities, which most likely manifested in being unable to revert his transformation. Because apparently, Karl Malice's experiments um, degenerated, and they turned back to normal, except for him.
Sucks.
So Joaquin can fly by flapping his arms, which have been partially turned into wings. Caw. Regenerative healing factor. Because of carrier of vampirism, he doesn't suffer from a lot of side effects that afflict humans. Only some aspects of the conditions that were transferred to Joaquin, most notably as his abilities in his regenerative factor, which prevents Joaquin from turning back into a human. Clear Temple theorized that his regenerative abilities could even regrow parts of Joaquin's body, although has not been tested yet. This healing factor has also allowed Joaquin to survive fatal wounds. He's been able to return from the dead after having his head bitten by Cottonmouth. So I guess kind of. He has a psychic link similar to Sam Wilson. Joaquin shares a psychic link with Redwing. Because of that, Joaquin and Sam are indirectly shared a mental link, and they can use Redwing as sort of a messenger to share thoughts between each other.
Interesting.
So apparently, this Falcon is actually a Falcon.
Yeah. So I was about. Was. I was. Just going with the flow because I felt like I thought that would have was. I was kind of dumb that I didn't realize that he was.
I
But
think what
okay.
killed me was like Mike's like, I already know this character. Why are we doing this? And then it's like, oh, he's a bird. Never mind. I'll sit here. I'll listen.
Yep.
Although I don't. Wow, I don't see a power grid for him. Give me 2 seconds.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised. Hold on, keep talking for a second. I'm gonna see if I can find
Wait,
him now.
you're the one who's supposed to be doing the talking right now.
I know. I know. They don't get. Oh well, they don't have it for him. Maybe because his feats aren't well known, and he's
I mean,
still.
he is a pretty new character
Um,
if he was in 2015.
I
So,
know, I know, I know. But I'm just surprised because I'm so used to them having it that the fact
eh,
that they don't, it threw me off. But anyway, moral of the story is he's a skilled fighter. He's done excellent in every aspect of his life. The difference here is it doesn't look like he had military training in this, um, which isn't really all that bad of a thing
yeah.
because they're allowed to, you know, do that. One of his famous quotes, though, I'll do that instead of the power grid. I'm an Arizona boy. I see lots of hopefuls on the Mexican border struggling to get into the USA, U.S. America means of opportunity to them. It means freedom from tyranny, and I have a very big place in my heart for freedom. So yeah, he's the sidekick of Sam Wilson, and very much looking forward to seeing him as Falcon in Captain America 4. So
Yeah.
for now, this is going to be the end of the podcast. Next week, we're going to be talking about Kite Man, and we're going to be talking about some who we think will win copycat battles.
Okay.
We'll get a better explanation of what that looks like next week. But for now, that's what you're getting, and we'll be getting a character spotlight from Mike. So for now,
We'll see if we get something new that pops up a random trailer.
also true. But anyway, it won't be as many trailers as this week for sure. So either
Hopefully.
way, this is gonna be. If you made it this far into the video, please make sure to like and subscribe. Mike really needs it. Um, Other than that, let us
Makes me
know.
feel good.
Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. Mike has really been in the comments lately, trying to help him out. Um,
Well, listen, you're complaining that we're not getting comments, so I'm like, hey, why not? I'll just comment on things.
so anyway, we do respond back. But anyway, that being said, if you made it this far into the video, like I said, like and subscribe. But other than that, there's gonna be Scott and Mike signing out of the Black Eel Podcast. Have a wonderful night. Bye bye.